96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. NIB set to lose $95 million in 2023. The minister responsible says losses would happen without a rate hike. Meanwhile, the opposition chiding the government on conflicting NIB comments. And all eyes on CARICOM, what's expected during the next few days. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
It's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, February 15th, 2023. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. And in Morning Blend Business, in our 9 o'clock hour, we're going to go deeper into the NIB issue and what we're being told, the conflicting stories we're hearing from the government on what they will do about a rate hike. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, if there is no increase in the National Insurance Board contribution rate this year, the NIB fund would lose $95 million. That's according to Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, Miles Larota. He warned yesterday that his intention is not to shock payments, but that there are certain realities facing the Social Security Fund. Speaking of the looming $95 million loss, he said, this is not sustainable and that everybody is doing their armchair quarterbacking and that's not helping. He says, quote, the facts are this, the National Insurance Board will pay out $27 million each month in pensions. We're collecting $23 million. That leaves a shortfall of $4 million a month times 12. That's $48 million. We've not even considered the industrial benefits and other benefits that are being paid out. Well, F&M leader Michael Pintard chiding Prime Minister Davis for contradicting his minister with Miles Larota over the important policy decision regarding the future of NIB and whether a rate increase is on the way to save the Social Security Fund from depletion. Again, a week ago, Larota told reporters the cabinet had made a decision on whether to increase the rate, though he did not reveal what that decision was. 3 days later, the Prime Minister suggested the government had not yet made a decision on the matter. Pintard noting that Larota spoke with certainty on the matter and that Davis did not. He also said, quote, as the official opposition, we are concerned about the clear discord and division between Minister Larota and the Prime Minister, but we are compelled to point out that the interests of the Bahamian people are not served by the clear inability of the Cabinet of the Bahamas to speak with one single and clear voice on matters of importance to the country. The NASA Guardian reported recently that the Cabinet approved a rate increase that's expected to take place in July. Reportedly, the approved increase is 1.5 percentage points. Ahead of the 44th regular meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Govt today, Prime Minister Philip Davis expressing optimism over upcoming discussions with regional leaders over the crisis in Haiti, climate change, and food security. He spoke yesterday during a press conference saying the government is proud to play a pivotal role in hosting and organizing the monumental meeting. He said, quote, "Through this gathering of minds, we have an opportunity for the region's leaders to unite for the benefit of the entire Caribbean." The meeting starts today and ends Friday. Meanwhile, John Kerry, President Joe Biden's special envoy for climate, had a simple message regarding the climate fight as he spoke last night about the presence of a high-level U.S. delegation in Nassau for that meeting. He said, quote, "We are all in this together." Kerry, at a reception hosted by Chargé d'Affaires Usha Pitts, prior to today, started the regional meeting yesterday, saying, quote, "Different layers of contribution, different layers of responsibility, but every one of us has to take measure of our responsibility to live up to the hopes and aspirations of our kids and our grandkids." Investigations continue into two shootings. Police say two men were shot near Key West Street yesterday. According to police, the victims were in a yard when two men, one armed with a high-powered rifle and the other with a handgun, exited a dark car and shot at them. The victims were taken to the hospital where they are detained in critical condition. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville says that health officials identified a cluster of COVID cases on Exuma. Of the 12 positive cases, 5 were from L.N. Coakley High School. 22 people have now gone into quarantine. Darville says a team from the ministry traveled to Exuma yesterday to assess the situation. He's saying that this is an isolated cluster and that it is presently under control. A teenager has been accused of robbing a Domino's pizza delivery woman of food, drinks, and cash. Prosecutors say the 17-year-old boy robbed the woman of 4 boxes of pizza, 3 barbecue wings, a sandwich, 2 sodas, and $182 in cash at gunpoint on February 2nd. The robbery took place at Bacardi Road around 10:25 p.m. The accused robber, whose name's been withheld because he's a minor, was not required to enter pleas to the charges of armed robbery and receiving when he appeared before Senior Magistrate Cara Turnquest DeVoe, along with his guardian. He was remanded to the Simpson Penn School until May 17th. The team was advised of his right to seek bail in the Supreme Court. And an Abaco man arrested after police seized drugs and ammunition during a raid on his home last month has pleaded guilty. Magistrate Samuel McKinney will sentence 46-year-old Fred Smith of Treasure Key, Abaco on March 15th. He remains on remand at the Department of Correctional Services pending sentencing. A team of officers went to Smith's home on January 4th armed with a search warrant. The officers had to force their way into the home after Smith didn't let them in after they announced their presence. During a subsequent search, the officers found 717 pounds of marijuana inside a locked room. While searching a manhole in the aisle outside the bedroom, officers discovered 275 rounds of 7.62 millimeter ammunition, 110 rounds of .223 ammunition, and 502 rounds of 22 caliber rounds, a rifle magazine, and a magazine muzzle. Smith, who denied charges of drug possession with intent to supply, possession of ammunition with intent to supply, and possession of a component part of a firearm at his arraignment, changed his pleas on Tuesday. He also pleaded guilty to a gun case that he has pending since 2015. In that case, police found Smith with a 9mm pistol and ammunition. He will be sentenced in that case on March 15th. Overseas, U.S. authorities have arrested 4 more people in the slaying of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse, including the owner of a Miami area security company that hired ex-Colombian soldiers for the mission. Prosecutors making that announcement yesterday. The squad of former Colombian soldiers are among dozens of suspects who carried out the July 2021 attack that authorities say originally was envisioned to be a coup rather than an assassination. The plotters had hoped to reap lucrative contracts under a new administration once Moïse was out of the way. And in sports, the GSSA, the Government Secondary School Sports Association, wrapping up its sudden death basketball playoffs at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, and will now get into its best of three championships. That will get underway today. Games begin at 4 p.m. Last night, the third-seeded Anatole Rogers Timberwolves took down the second-seeded Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins 62-45, punching their ticket to the Senior Boys Championship. They'll play the pennant-winning C.I. Gibson Rattlers. The second-seeded C.R. Walker Knights. Hot shooting helped them to get a win over the third-seeded CV Bethel Stingrays, 48-34, and they will play the top-seeded Rattlers in the Senior Girls Title Series. In the Junior Boys Division, the second-seeded S.C. McPherson Sharks taking care of the third-seeded C.H. Reeves Raptors, winning 48-29, setting up a championship series against the number one-seeded D.W. Davis Royals. And the second-seeded H.O. Nash Lions Junior Girls defeated the third-seeded Royals 26-23 to set up a meeting with the Raptors for that title. And the countdown is on. Today marks the start of the 50-day countdown to the 50th CARICOM Games. Also this year is the 50th anniversary of the Bahamas' independence, as you know. And Prime Minister Philip Davis sits as the head of the CARICOM as it celebrates its 50th anniversary. So it's a lucky day. B3A is under the leadership of its president, Dramico Archer, working to get the athletes ready to host, as the host nation for CARIFTA in April. Details on that in today's Guardian Sports section. That's sports. And that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your weather for today, a building high-pressure system will dominate the weather across the country, producing mostly dry, stable, and breezy conditions. Beachgoers should stay alert, though, as there's a risk of rip currents along east and south coast beaches. For all areas today, look for variably cloudy, warm, and breezy conditions. Mostly fair, cool, and a bit breezy tonight. Small craft caution in effect. Winds east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet. Temperatures today getting up to around 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 64 Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook and look right after traffic coming up in just a bit.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new
You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
With so much going on in the world today, only accepting cash at your business can be risky. Let Fidelity offer you and your customers safety, convenience, and the flexibility of a fixed or mobile terminal. Take it with you, on the move and on the go, because business should never stop. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit us at any of our branches. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Hi, my AC just went out and I need someone to come fix it.
I'm sorry, we're closed.
Okay, what about tomorrow?
We're only open on Thursday. And we're fully booked.
Have anything next week?
No.
Okay, when can you send someone out?
The 22nd is open.
I'll take it.
Of December 2023.
With the best medical cover for your dollar, we're like an AC technician who isn't too busy for you. CG Atlantic Medical and Life. Good like that.
Legacy College Readiness and Tours. Already get the first set of knowledge. Now it's time to prepare you for college. You're thinking so much you gotta do. Legacy will handle that for you.
Legacy College Readiness and Tours is committed to providing a comprehensive guide through the college selection process, regardless of a student's academic profile. There are many ways one should engage in college selection process: word of mouth, extensive research, college fairs, and if possible, the most important, college visits. A campus visit is your opportunity to get a first-hand view of a college. A college catalog, brochure, or website can only show you so much. To really get a feel for the college, you need to check out the town, the city, walk around the quad, sit in a class, and visit dorms. College tours are an important part of the college selection process, and Legacy College Readiness and Tours offers that opportunity. If you're interested in hearing more about college campus tours and summer workshop prospects, give us a call at 242-809-5278 or email us at legacycollegetours@gmail.com.
With over 25 years in business, nothing says commitment to our people, culture, and service like Rev. And this year is no different. We will continue to elevate your home experience for you to create and share memories for years to come, while keeping you connected to the people and things you love most. Our pledge to provide quality service each year remains true. Rev is made for you.
Welcome to the Power of Visa, with access to thousands of travel and shopping and dining discounts with up to $1,500 in savings yearly with Mobile Assist's new prepaid Visa travel rewards cards. Book the cheapest flights, even cheaper than Orbitz and Expedia. Get cash back at participating hotels, car rentals with automatic insurance, and online shopping discounts at U.S. stores like Gap, Best Buy, and more. Get your 30-day free trial when you download our Mobile Assist app. Visit Mobile Assist/rewards now for your prepaid Visa travel rewards card.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end.
We're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC, 422-4796. Standard text rates apply on the BTC Power text line. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Chester Robards. Good morning, Chester. Chester Robards, unmute your mic.
Yes, good
there
morning.
There we go. Good morning. Hope you're doing well.
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well, yes. 2 days in a row. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right.
No problem.
So coming up this morning, we're going to be talking about what's in the news. And later, there's a lot. NIB, we're going to leave that for our business hour to focus on that entirely there. And what the Minister of State responsible for NIB in the Office of the Prime Minister, Miles Larota, is saying, and his warnings. And it's just amazing what's happening here between what Larota is saying and what Prime Minister Davis is saying. And it's just a seesawing. And the opposition is pointing out as well these conflicting statements. I'm wondering if they're playing good cop, bad cop. I don't know what's going on. But every time we talk to Larota, he says, this is bad, this is going to happen, you better watch out. And we've agreed on a rate hike. And then the Prime Minister says, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen, and we haven't agreed to anything, and everybody needs to calm down, essentially. So what do you make of that? But like you said, we'll get into that in our 9 o'clock hour in Morning Blend Business. There's a lot more happening today. Let's talk about it right now in the news. And in the news, all eyes on the Bahamas as it prepares to host the CARICOM Heads of Govt meeting beginning today. And already the heads and other delegates are in town as we prepare for the opening in just a few hours. And it was a press conference yesterday, the Prime Minister talking about what's expected. He is the chair now. And what's expected here, of course, Haiti sitting at the top of the agenda, and the need for stability in Haiti and the impact it's having on the region. Other issues, climate change, of course, food security, food insecurity, and those are the big ones over the next few days. So, our Travis Cartwright-Cow writing about this, what the Prime Minister is looking forward to. He says, quote, the government of the Bahamas is proud to play a pivotal role in hosting and organizing this monumental meeting. Through this gathering of minds, we have an opportunity for the region's leaders to unite for the benefit of the entire Caribbean. Our discussion of national security and migration issues will include specific consideration of the crisis in Haiti, climate change, and financing will be a central focus. The Bridgetown Initiative and its role in generating funding to assist developing nations as they adapt to climate change will serve as the launch pad for our discussions. We will also address the need for greater regional food and energy security. He says the U.S. are re-engaging the Caribbean as they have never before. We developed a program for the Summit of the Americas that's called the 2030 Objectives, where they are providing technical assistance and assistance in energy, food security, and helping our health system. The mechanism for accessing that, those are the details that we are here working out. Also, we are here over the challenges we have in Haiti. Haiti will take a prominent priority in our discussions to find a solution to the Haiti problem. Likewise, with the Prime Minister from Canada, he's coming here to talk about that, and they may be able to play the role they may be able to play in assisting us. What we in CARICOM have come to appreciate is that we do not have the resources to deal with the Haiti problem ourselves. We do need outside help, and we are looking to the North, Canada, and the United States to come to the fore to help. It has to be a Haitian solution, not an American, Canadian, or CARICOM solution. So, that's what the Prime Minister said yesterday, and as he mentioned there, representatives from the U.S. and Canada, including the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, will be attending the meeting. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will make a virtual address during the meeting on Friday morning. And so that's going to be interesting as well. So let's talk about it, the Haiti problem and climate change and energy and food security, and what we're hoping to hear, if anything come out of this, what will change. Let's get your comments on it. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. So, yeah. Haiti, what are we hoping to hear? Again, it needs to be a Haitian solution, but we do need the help from others. What will the Haitian solution look like? What would it look like other than everybody coming in there and trying to keep the peace and tell folks what to do? Let's hear what this caller has to say. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
First time caller. I've been listening to these shows for quite a while.
Welcome.
I think what we need to do as Bahamian is to really get an in-depth understanding of what is transpiring as it relates to the Haitians. I think oftentimes we just speak from the top of our head or speak from whatever little information we have. A lot of Haitians here living in the Bahamas. It took me 20 years working amongst them to understand how they operate.
And how is that?
They operate in secret. Hello?
Yeah, how is that?
Yeah, because they operate in secrecy and they don't tell you nothing. Once you know that they're doing well here, then you wouldn't assist them the way you're doing. A lot of Haitians here have built who living in here, who are immigrants, have businesses back home. A lot of them are married, brother. They have wives back home. They run in their little business and petty shops back home. Some of them have apartments back home. A lot of them are doing well. So when we are talking about the Haitians and the shanty town, I don't think we have done enough in-depth investigation on how much money they're making here. The average Haitian makes about $70 a day. They save about 50 out of that. They live on about 20 a day. And so because a lot of them don't have that overhead expense in the shanty town, they can save a lot of money and do other things with it. But they always wanted to give the perception to the Bahamian people that they are not doing well and their life situation is bad. They want to do that so we don't bother them. And while we leave them alone, they are saving their money. They are building businesses here. They are putting their kids in private schools. They are taking advantage of our systems. I think Bahamians are too sympathetic while we need to be sympathetic. I think we need to look at this from holistic and take an honest approach and deal with this situation seriously, because we will not only have NIBs depleted, we will have all of these other government agencies overwhelmed as they are now.
All right, so you're talking mainly about the situation here with Haitians, but what about in Haiti? What can we do, if anything, to bring stability to that country?
I don't think the Bahamas can do much. See, they are coming here. You know what really? The Haitians who come here, let's see, a Haitian comes on a boat today. By next week, he can get a job. He's making $60, $70 a day. He gets on his phone. He's sending WhatsApp back to Haiti, how he's working and making all his money and how he's doing well. 5 years from now, he's probably driving a car, and he probably already worked his way through the system for whatever means he was able to do it. We have to even look into our immigration system. I think it needs to be revamped. And so when he's sending these images back home and these messages back home, the Haitians home back in Haiti going to say, hey, look here, it's better in the Bahamas. I think we got to take a strong approach to here in the Bahamas while we assist them over there. We cannot really carry the burden of what's going on in Haiti. But if we can send a strong message here for those who are coming here, the illegal ones, deal with them the way we need to, in a humane way. Then the Haitians back home and say, I'm not going to the Bahamas because those people ain't going to tolerate us if we don't come the right way and through the right channel. When you have persons coming here illegally and they're able to work through the system to get whatever means necessary, they would never respect that country. They would never respect the laws. They will never respect the people nor their tradition. They bring in their culture, they bring in their traditions, they bring in their religion. They don't want to assimilate, but yet they want to benefit from this country. So what they're going to do in the long haul, 20, 30 years from now, you're going to see more of what's happening in their country duplicating in our country. And this is the problem we're having. I don't think this what's going on at Bahama and Atlantis this week, I don't think they're going to make a difference. It's just going to be another show they're going to put on, but I don't think they are serious about dealing with these issues.
Okay.
Whether it's climate change, whether it's food security, whether it's the migrant situation. Meet some people who have a heart for this country, who are serious about what's going on in this country, who are willing to die for this country, who are willing to give up their jobs for this country, who will not compromise by any means necessary to take the helm and do what we need to do in this country for the Bahamian people and to save this country moving forward.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Boy. All right.
He said a lot there.
He certainly did. But yeah, it's not the Bahamas conference, it's CARICOM. But yeah, there's little CARICOM realistically can do. Right? That is true. But hopefully with the U.S. and Canada and others paying attention, hopefully there can be folks who will make some pledges and live up to them. But the other part, I mean, that's going to be up to us, right? The other stuff that he talked about, that's going to be up to us. And that's the employers, the business owners have to get serious as well, right? But yeah, So, but just for the next couple of days, we're supposed to be looking beyond ourselves. Although you can't ever leave that behind entirely, of course. Yes, Chester, you were saying.
I had a conversation with someone who was here for the conference yesterday, and he was saying that the United Nations probably needs to step in and help on the Haiti issue. Mm-hmm. But I'm not quite sure that that's the case. I think regionally, if there is some consensus on how to move forward with Haiti, the countries in the region can help them and deal with them, including North America and Canada, including the U.S. and Canada.
Meaning what? What does that mean?
Just so CARICOM as a body, right, along with these other countries, I think can help to stabilize Haiti. But again, as was mentioned, Haiti needs to be on board, right? Mm-hmm. The Haitian people have to be on board with this. And I think that's where the trouble is. It's not that people aren't ready and willing to help. It's what do the Haitians on the ground want?
Yeah.
There's a lot of troublemakers right now, a lot of troubling things. There's gang leaders who clearly don't want to see, any type of peace or anything go on in Haiti that makes sense at the moment.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's very complex. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is that there's a side of Haiti that doesn't have those problems. There's almost like a dividing wall in Haiti. There's prosperous Haitians. There's tourism in Haiti, in Labadie, where the unrest and stuff isn't happening. How do you move that prosperous piece of Haiti into the rest of Haiti?
Yeah,
I don't hear people talk about that. Why is there a piece of the land that's doing well and a piece of the people that are doing well, and the rest is just chaos?
Well, sounds like the Bahamas, but okay. Boy, let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
Wonderful, and to your guest. Well, that first caller, Dwight, that's what we've been saying in little snippets here, there, and everywhere, but he summed it all together perfectly. There ain't nothing much else we can say, but to your question, what can we do there? The big elephant that's been in the room for many years with Haiti, with concerning Haiti, is that everybody been throwing this, throwing money, doing that, putting peacekeeping forces. Nobody never, ever thought to go down there while we're doing that and educate those people. That is what Haiti, the majority of the Haitians need. They need education. You understand? As long as you're an educated man, ain't nothing much you could do with him. But an educated person is very difficult trying to deal with that. So I say let's throw some good education at them. Thanks for taking my call.
Okay. Are you sure that's a problem? Are you sure? You sure?
Yeah,
You're entirely sure about that? I don't know if you can speak like that. I mean, you're making a lot of assumptions there.
He talked about peacekeeping and people going in there, and I don't think anybody is blinded by the fact that some of the people that went into Haiti before did not go in with Haiti's best interest in mind.
Mm-hmm.
They were all selfish, for the most part, selfish occupations of parts of Haiti.
Yeah, there's been lots of challenges in that way. But we got to, again, challenge that caller. That's a lot of assumptions you're making there. I would say on a per capita basis, it probably is not very different from what we're seeing in the Bahamas. There are a whole lot of very
in terms of education and literacy?
Yeah,
I agree.
A whole lot. Went to college with quite a few from Haiti. And don't make those assumptions. There are going to be a lot of people who are in extreme poverty and do absolutely, yes, that's a challenge here, there. But is it really that different here? Huh. Boy, I don't know. Anyway, but they need a lot of everything. They need a lot of everything, absolutely. This text here, I want to get this before it gets lost in the shuffle of text messages. Where did it go? Already disappeared. Anyway, the text was saying, we are seeking the U.S. to, there we go. You're looking for America to fix a problem they created. Can't expect the problem to be solved by the person who caused the problem, I guess they're saying. Well, many will say that the U.S. and their actions over the past few decades, many decades, exacerbated some parts of the problem. But, I mean, there's a lot of blame to go around. A lot of blame to go around for Haiti, including the people there. But we can start at France. Start right there. But it's just been horrible from independence.
You can't keep up the old historical blaming or blame game anymore. I don't. That's not going to help Haiti at the moment. You know, people keep calling for reparations. Just say, keep calling. It ain't gonna happen, right? France is not gonna ante up a bunch of money to help Haiti at the moment. What needs to happen is there needs to be a regional approach, or when I say regional, I'm talking about the U.S. and Canada areas and South and Central America, you know, Latin America and the Caribbean area, to form some kind of regional body, block to help Haiti to put itself back together, right? And everybody needs to be on board, and they can't leave them alone, or like a central, just like one person to really orchestrate how to put Haiti back together. Everybody has to, like CARICOM, everybody has to sit at the table with them, help them form a new government, help them get economically stable, help them get investments in there, you know, ensure that it's the right type of investment, that it ain't just people coming in to suck Haiti dry again, you know, of its resources, like nations have done to Africa. You know, it has to be a very delicate approach to putting Haiti back together. And it has to be an unselfish approach. And I think that's why the point was made that it needs to be an approach that Haitians want, that Haiti want, right? Yeah. All of the problems that we have in the region, that we have in the Bahamas, you know, they could all go away if we help to stabilize Haiti.
All right. Wow.
You know, people will move back home. I don't doubt that.
And a lot of people would want to migrate there if they start doing well. People who had no ties to the place.
No, it's true.
Yeah. Let's take some more calls. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. Morning, Chester.
Hi.
Listening to this conversation, first of all, let me thank the first caller. He made some very salient points that you cannot easily dismiss. From my interaction with some of them as well, it does seem to be like a secret society. They do know things that many of us in the public do not know. And some of the things will open your eyes, and some things perhaps will not. The thing is, the number of questions that I have is, you know, basically the Haiti has been propped up for quite some time with the millions and billions of dollars by many governments around the world. I mean, and yet Haiti is not stabilized to the point as we take it. Because Chester, you so rightfully said it. The whole of Haiti is not in chaos. There's a part of Haiti that's in chaos. But there's this perception that Haiti is poor and it's in poverty. I mean, when are we going to stop allowing these people to really have us acting as sympathizers and recognize that Haiti has more?
No.
Hold on.
Haiti is poor and in poverty. There are rich people, but Haiti is
millionaires
poor.
And billionaires.
Yeah,
they got
enough.
more of them than here in the Bahamas, right? And that's a known fact. The thing what I'm saying is Haiti will not get better until the Haitian people uplift themselves and actually, you know, for what it is that they're trying to accomplish. And I mean, I'm trying not to sound harsh with my words, but it's just like here in the Bahamas. Our Bahamas will not get better until the Bahamian people decide that they want to uplift ourselves and get better. There's a similar thing that we could even apply to ourselves. But, in closing, I believe that, yes, as a neighboring country, yes, we can help. But it cannot get any better. No matter how much resources you pump there, it's not going to get better until the people decide that they must prop up their country. That's all it is, and that's the reality of it. But anyway, thanks for taking my call. I'll continue to listen.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. Yeah, there... boy.
I don't know what else to call it, and we call it black crab syndrome. Right? Is that okay to say?
We have to be very careful here. I mean, we like to use this argument about how the GDP here is inflated and the average income is inflated because of all the rich people. The rich people are propping up when the average Bahamians barely make it. Right? People like to tell that story, which... but you're not willing to admit that for Haiti, which is in a much more serious situation. Yeah, there may be millionaires there. Let's not pretend like it's a rich country and there's just a few bad spots. That's not what's going on there. Not at all. Yeah, they may have some rich people, but it's not a rich country. Don't try it. It is the poorest in the entire Western Hemisphere, and it has been for a very long time.
And the land has been abused, and the people have been abused.
It's in a terrible state. Terrible state. So, yeah, of course the people need to change their mindsets. But you heard the story you read earlier with the new arrests. More people being arrested for the assassination of Jovenel Moise. But people are saying gangs wanted to get rid of him so they could get contracts from the new person who comes in, right? The new president, whoever that would be. Wanted to get him out of the way so they could prop up themselves. So, yes, a lot of it is mentality, and that's a big, big deal. How do you deal with that? And sometimes it will take outside help to make you get it. The Bahamians have been calling for it too, outside help. So let's just be rational here.
They're gonna have to control an uncontrolled portion of their population in order to bring some semblance of normal life to Port-au-Prince.
Yeah.
It's just something that has to be done, and that's why you hear people talk about peacekeeping missions, forces. You know what I mean? Right. There's no mistaking the fact that if they are to put together a stable government, they're gonna need boots on the ground.
Absolutely.
First. Not commerce first, not regular economies first. They gotta keep the peace in Haiti first.
Yeah.
And that's why the region has to show a strong force. That's why they've been CARICOM heads of national security and the like talking about Haiti. Because the first thing they gotta do is ensure that people ain't killing each other.
And see what's happening. We're seeing that already with some of the calls. People are so concerned about what's happening here, and rightfully so, sure, about how people act when they're here and defying and breaking our laws and doing what they need to do, that they can't look beyond that to say things must be really bad where they're coming from. And so they're saying they're trying to be sympathetic, but they're not really trying to be sympathetic. And again, I understand because we are heading in a dangerous situation here. We are in a dangerous situation here as well. So I get it, but don't let that cloud what you're thinking about the place.
Right.
Right. It's practically war torn. It's practically it's in a. There's no place else in the Western Hemisphere like this. A lot in the eastern part of the world, but not at the moment in the Western Hemisphere. Not quite.
And they share a land border with a prosperous country. So that could be them. They have an example next door. They just can't. They just haven't been able over the years to get it together.
Yeah.
And it's been the fault of a lot of countries around them. Not just their own fault.
Let's take some more calls, and we got to take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning, Chester.
Hi.
I've been holding for 15 minutes, Dwight, but, I'm going to make my point. Please, this morning, before I be accused of being xenophobic, Dwight, I just want to preface my comments like this. When that maiden ship left Africa to start that transatlantic slave trade, there were no Haitians on board, there were no Bahamians on board, there were no Jamaicans on board or Trinidadians. We were all Africans. Now, it just happens that my ancestors happened to end up in one of the greatest countries in the world, which is called the Bahamas. With that being said, Dwight, all of what you're saying happening now pertaining to this Choga meeting is just a facade. Nothing is going to happen. It cannot happen because most of those leaders you see in that room, they are part of the problem. They are creating this problem.
How?
When someone, and Dwight, if you listen to me and stop discrediting what I'm saying, chances are we may end up not having
I
to
don't
debate
discredit
no more
anything
because,
you say. I don't.
But anyhow, let me say what I want to say. When you have someone come into a country illegally and they end up with a passport, how do you fix that problem? How do you fix that problem? You cannot fix that problem. That's why I said there is a facade. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. This problem which you see here happening here in the Bahamas, we have to fix the Bahamas first, before you fix anything else. You cannot be standing off like this saying you want to fix Haiti problem. Haiti has 400,000 millionaires living in Haiti right now. Basically the size of our population. If anything needs to be fixed, we have to fix that first. But you cannot stand off, create the problem, allow these people to come here illegally to the disadvantage of the locals, which is Bahamian. If you go on East Street, from Shirley Street to Robinson Road, and you look on each side of East Street, 90% of those businesses are owned by foreigners. And you're trying to fix that when you're enticing these people to come, when people are going to be spewing nonsense over the radio, talking nonsense about our Constitution is a pathway to citizenship if you come here illegally and entitled to all sorts of benefits. You think you think anyone can fix Haiti if you have this mindset and not looking at our own immigration laws and what is creating this problem? People have our documents illegally because of corruption, and like I said, nobody is making no noise about someone being here on work permit doing barbering. But we're trying to fix Haiti problem. Are we making sense, Dwight?
We have a lot of work to do. We do.
Are we making sense? We're not making no sense. This is
Who's at the forefront of the corruption?
Look here. When you listen to this, this is what our law states. The immigration minister approves, along with this committee, approves citizenship. If your citizenship is denied, you can't even lodge a complaint, or it's just that he don't even have, and the minister don't even have to give an explanation. That's a cash cow. That's a cash cow. You understand? That is a big problem. When your work permit, when your citizenship can be denied, you cannot even contest it, and the minister don't even have to give an explanation. What do you think is going to happen? We need to look at ourselves in the mirror. All those leaders, when they go into CARICOM, before they go, look at themselves in the mirror, and then you'll see the problem.
Okay.
We have to fix ourselves first, and the Bahamas is too corrupt.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
There you go.
Well,
we got to fix the Bahamians who are helping cause the problem. But people make it sound like we could just cast a net in the center of the island, because that's probably where a lot of people are, who are illegal and drag them all out and send them back home. You know, if you poll all of the second and third generation Haitians here who've made a life and made a home, would you be surprised if that's a big chunk of the population? Would you?
Boy, let's squeeze another call in. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning.
Good early days to talk in a voice along you with you and Chester, Dwight.
Hi.
We need justice law in the Bahamas. Dwight, I'm going to give you a piece of information which I've caught.
What happened? He's gone? All right.
Wasn't me.
All right. You want to take this one really quickly? Let's take this before we go to the break. Good morning, caller. You are on the air.
Yes, Dwight, how you doing?
Hi.
Just let me first say, you cannot manage what you cannot measure, and you cannot measure what you refuse to acknowledge. Like, just use an example. We have to stop conflating and convoluting conversation. Like you say, we're talking about illegals, and then we ask, you'll be surprised how much people are here are second, third generation citizens. That has nothing to do with illegality. And so what happens, though, when we talk about fixing something, name any of those countries in the Caribbean that don't have a crisis in some form or fashion in theirs. So how do they fix another country when they can't fix theirs? But when you look at Haiti, we must understand that Haiti is the Africa of this region. And when you talk about the wealth of Haiti, go back to history. And this is why we never have context. In Haiti, there's a class and caste system. I know. I have children in that caste system that basically almost would not consider themselves Haitian because of the caste system of that family over there. And so what I'm simply saying is that Haiti was one of the richest colonies in the world, leading everything else. Today, Haiti resources is comparable to that of Africa, from gold to iridium, to the island, to Narvosa Island that they have there, and other things, which is all controlled by the U.S. interest, the farming interest, whatever else. And so you're asking people to fix something that will change the economics and power dynamics of geopolitics in this region. And so unless we understand the full gambit, what we experience here in Haiti is the same as if, with all due respect, everybody from the inner city start going to Miami from the Bahamas. And then we start classifying the Bahamas based on that group of people from the inner city. Haiti is still the number one destination for cruise ships in the Caribbean, and a whole host of different things. But what happens is we somehow have this love for speaking in isolation and ignorance as to what's going on. Fixing our system is very easy. And you say, how do you drag them from the middle of the city? Easy, technology. Because if you need to be part of a technological system that's uncorruptible or almost uncorruptible, you would solve our problems because we only have 250,000 adults or 300,000, whatever you want to put it. And if you punch that system in, it will actually eliminate, this bleed through the corruption and everything else that goes through. And so we can fix systems in ours, and the best way for us to do is to become an example for what Haiti can become by virtue of what we do for ourselves. But we could fix our problems easy. And so this arrogance of ignorance and influence that we believe we have needs to be checkmate.
Okay, all right. Let's take a break here. We'll get back to the conversation in just a bit. We've got a lot of text messages and more to get through, and we'll take more of your calls. This is Morning Blend on a Wednesday morning on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Living life for the key. If you live in downtown, this thing don't discriminate. I want to know when come round. Don't wear a frown when you're raining on your parade. But don't you know that while you are looking for sugar, someone got taste your honey. Don't you know that while you are looking for sugar, someone got taste your honey. They say what's good for the rat, it's good for the cat. And you know damn well that's how things go.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your first look at traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. RBC's mortgage specialist can provide helpful solutions to make your dream home a reality. In your real-time traffic this morning, CARICOM, the big story, and it's a story affecting your traffic this morning. You're going to see some unusual, heavy activity at this hour on Bahamar Boulevard and John F. Kennedy Drive and Tawny Quilmes-Darling Highway that we don't normally see at this hour or any time, actually. And so heavy traffic, as we said, on Bahamar Boulevard, especially in the northbound lanes, and JFK as you approach the roundabout with Tawny Quilmes-Darling Highway. And so there's many issues there. And also JFK along Lake Cunningham, heavy traffic, almost the whole stretch of the lake, eastbound traffic toward Gladstone Road this morning. Gladstone Road busy for you as well. So that whole area is looking quite congested. And there's also heavy westbound traffic on West Bay Street as you head toward the Cable Beach area. So just keep that in mind this morning. You might want to try some alternate routes, perhaps eastbound on Carmichael, if you're coming from the western part of your province this morning. Milo Butler Highway is still heavy traffic there, northbound as usual, heading toward Tawny Quilmes-Darling Highway, and some congestion at westbound on Tawny Quilmes-Darling Highway heading toward the roundabout with Milo Butler Highway. Elsewhere, we've got Blue Hill Road, as usual, from St. Vincent up to about Independence Drive, especially north of Carmichael. You'll see that heavy traffic there. Cowpen Road near the intersection with Blue Hill Road and South Beach Road, busy for you as well. Then we've got Prince Charles Drive near Elizabeth Estates, Fox Hill Road, and especially on the way to Beatrice Avenue, and Soldier Road, and congestion between Soldier and Old Trail for Robinson Road, westbound, and Eastern Road from just east of Fox Road to about Johnson Road. Westbound traffic there, and Bernard Road westbound as well. Those are your hot spots right now. Again, the big story is near Lake Cunningham and Bahamar Boulevard, that area. Heavy traffic this morning for you. That's your real-time traffic and your morning bad traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/take 60 seconds to connect with an RBC mortgage specialist. We'll be back after the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Whether you're looking for your first or new home or even using your existing home as equity, RBC understands that your journey to home ownership is unique and your mortgage financing should reflect that. That is why at RBC we have dedicated mortgage specialists that provide sound advice and helpful solutions to make your dream home a reality. Best of all, the RBC mortgage team is mobile, flexible, and will meet you almost anywhere. Visit rbc.com/take 60 seconds to connect with an RBC mortgage specialist.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796 on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC. Standard text rates apply. And now at 8:23, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. Here's what's happening. We've got building high pressure that's going to dominate weather across the country, producing mostly stable, dry, and breezy conditions. Beachgoers, though, should be alert for possible rip currents along east and south coast beaches. For all areas today, forecast calls for variable cloudiness, warm and breezy conditions, mostly fair, cool, and a bit breezy tonight. Small craft caution in effect. Temperatures getting up to around 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 64 Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius. In your extended outlook, high pressure will continue to remain the dominant weather feature through Friday before it begins to retreat eastwards ahead of an approaching cold front expected to enter the northwest Bahamas on Saturday. Don't expect much of a change in temperatures, though. But for Thursday, tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny, windy, and warm, with a slight chance of a few spotty showers. Small craft caution will be in effect for the northwest Bahamas and an advisory for the central and southeastern islands. By Friday, variably cloudy, warm, and breezy with the chance of a few scattered showers. Smallcraft caution will be in effect for the northwestern islands again, and an advisory once again for the central and southeastern Bahamas. That's your morning blend weather check brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. Visit firstonlineinsurance.com and select a Bahamas First agent to purchase, pay, or renew your car or home insurance 100% online, or just stop by any Bahamas First agent. Bahamas First, celebrating 40 years as the first Bahamian general insurance company. What's first for you comes first for us. And today, 26, time for another check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. RBC's mortgage specialist can provide helpful solutions to make your dream home a reality. Okay, we've got an update for you on what's happening as a result of the CARICOM meeting. We've got a lot going on. So Bahamar Boulevard is closed. It's closed to everyone. And so what's happening is the police are diverting people from as far away as West Bay Street to JFK Drive. That's why the traffic is backed up along Lake Cunningham eastbound, almost the entire length of the lake, if you can imagine that. So it is not a place to be. John F. Kennedy Drive, if you have to be somewhere by 8:30, sorry, you're not going to make it. And that is, again, the length of the lake eastbound, and that extends now. What's happening is people are diverted to Prospect Ridge Road, and that's so JFK from the roundabout of Bahamar Boulevard straight up to Tawny Williams Darling Highway. That's heavy traffic there. In fact, in both directions, there's chaos in the area. And folks are diverted to Prospect Ridge Road. And West Bay Street, there's heavy traffic westbound near Go Slow Bend. Just not a pleasant place to be right now. The best idea, and that's a long way to go, is to get to Carmichael Road if you are in Western New Providence. Don't go West Bay Street. Don't go John F. Kennedy Drive. Get to Carmichael, and that's going to be taking you a long way out of your way, likely. But that's your only answer right now with the road closures at this hour. And so traffic is backed up along exiting the six-legged roundabout westbound on JFK Drive, but you're only going to be heading into a mess. So keep that in mind. Elsewhere, we've got Milo Butler Highway, heavy traffic as usual from Fire Trail straight up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. Westbound on Tonic Williams Darling Highway, heading toward that roundabout is busy, but again, that continues straight up to JFK Drive. Not a place to be at this time. Eastern New Providence, still busy as usual. Eastern Road, heavy traffic from east of Fox Hill to about Johnson Road. Prince Charles looking congested, especially near Beatrice Avenue and Soldier Road and Robinson between Soldier and Old Trail. Soldier Road northbound of Robinson and Prince Charles, heavy traffic there on the way to Bernard, Wolf, and Village. And further west, you've got Blue Hill Road, heavy traffic from Carmichael straight up to Independence Drive westbound, busy for you as well. But again, the big story is what's happening in Western New Providence. JFK Drive, heavy traffic along Lake Cunningham. Prospect Ridge Road, you're being diverted to Prospect Ridge Road as Bahamar Boulevard is closed. And West Bay Street, traffic is being diverted as well, away from Bahamar. So keep that in mind. You might want to wait a bit if you can, or head to the southern part of the island to get east if that's where you need to go. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend traffic alert, brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/take 60 seconds to connect with an RBC mortgage specialist.
Introducing the new tortilla lime crunch chicken sandwich from Wendy's. And I have a little bit of everything: avocado, taco mayo, pickles, and crunchy tortillas on top of a delicious breaded chicken fillet. Yes, try it and add our all-new Dave's Craft lemonade to your combo. Wendy's, different inside and out.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Florida Auto Parts can deliver all the auto parts your car will ever need, direct from the USA and from around the world. Florida Auto Parts provides fast delivery on auto parts, and we ship throughout the Bahamas, genuine or aftermarket, new or used, and all for the best price. Call Florida Auto Parts Trusted Parts Rep on WhatsApp at 1-786-772-8777 to save on your next auto parts purchase. Florida Auto Parts, the right parts at the right price.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Technology serves to make our lives better, so why not your business too? At Custom Computers, we've been maintaining our knowledge and relationships with top tech companies since 1987 and carry only the most trusted brands like Apple, Microsoft, HP, and more. No company has helped more businesses build reliable IT systems than Custom Computers. You name it, we've done it. Call 396-1101 to talk to any of our business experts. Find trust in your tech. Count on Custom Computers.
Are you ready to break up with your car? Easy Car Sales invites you to fall in love with an electric vehicle. Ditch the gas pump, the expensive mechanics. Feel the freedom, the power. Visit easy242.com and make a date to test drive an electric vehicle today. Get into a better relationship. Find your perfect match at Easy Car Sales and drive electric happily ever after.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
You're all over the town, you're chasing gone. Every crack and crevice you own. You're all over the place, you're trying to roam. You're living a sweet thing at home. I don't care if you live in like for the key. If you live in downtown, this thing don't discriminate. I want you to know when come round. Don't wear a frown when you're raining on your parade. But don't you know that while you out looking for sugar, someone got taste your honey.
We're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, along with Chester Robards. And we're talking about CARICOM and what's expected to come out of the meeting. And, of course, Haiti. Haiti, one of the top priorities to focus on. But right now, we've got a whole lot of people stuck in traffic. And they are not happy, getting a lot of angry messages. And it's chaos out there, folks. It's chaos if you're anywhere near Cable Beach, if you're on JFK Drive especially, you're being diverted to Prospect Ridge and being diverted away from West Bay Street, and traffic in places we don't normally see traffic this morning. And the entire length of Lake Cunningham, there's a long line of traffic as Bahamar Boulevard is closed. And I don't know what to tell you. It
is insane out there this morning.
Might be a good day to go work from home if you can. Although
Absolutely.
If you're on John F. Kennedy Drive, you can't turn around unless you prepare to ruin your vehicle by driving over that median, and I don't think you should. The police are probably out there as well. But wow. So
pull on the side of the road, and just kick your feet up on the dashboard, and
just look at the lake. Right. They did take down some of those trees so you can get a better view. So hey. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. So keep that in mind. If you don't have to be anywhere right now, you might want to wait a couple hours. And that traffic is not moving. Yeah, and then you're going to be wasting your gas, and the gas prices are going up. Did you notice that? They're heading back up to $6. What's that all about? And so don't burn your gas. What a day.
Call your boss.
Mm-hmm. Probably stuck in traffic too.
Tell him today ain't the day.
Yeah, today is not the day. All right, so we can continue our conversation. We're talking about Haiti, and everyone's giving their views. Again, a lot of people talking about their issues here in the Bahamas and their concerns, and that's not exactly what we're talking about today. And you have every right to be very worried about where we are and what we're doing and what we're not doing here. What we're asking, though, is what really, realistically, can CARICOM do to help Haiti? And is there the will of the big nations like the United States and Canada and the UN, as it was brought up earlier, right? The UN should play a role. What are they doing? Why aren't they? What is going on here exactly? So we're going to talk about that. And a previous caller brought it up in that if we were tougher on immigration here, the word would get back to folks in Haiti that this is not the place to go. But that still doesn't really help them out of their problem entirely, but it just removes it from our responsibility. And maybe that's all we can do at this point, maybe. But let's hear from you. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are these callers still there? Yeah, just checking and see if they're still there for us. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Yeah, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. All right. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Oh, sorry, Chester. 1 second. Good morning, caller.
Morning. How are you?
Doing well.
Yeah, I think the meeting that they're having in the country today will be beneficial as trying to see how they can resolve or come up with a plan to deal with the Haitian crisis. Maybe putting forces down there to stabilize the country. And another matter with this traffic, poorly organized. I hope today will be something they'll have to devise another plan to deal with this traffic. This is ridiculous. Totally ridiculous.
Oh, say that last part again. You were muffled. Say it again.
Pardon?
Say the last part again. What did you say?
Yeah, I said to you, with this traffic this morning, they're going to have to come up with another plan. This is just ridiculous. Poor planning. You know?
Okay.
This is just totally ridiculous this morning. So hopefully they'll see if they could do something for tomorrow and the day after.
Well, okay.
But this can't work. This really can't work.
Yeah? Okay, thank you. They've already announced that there are going to be some diversions tomorrow for something that's happening tomorrow. So be prepared for that. I think that's in the downtown area tomorrow. I'll tell you about that tomorrow morning. But this is going to be a rough week.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Tell your boss, put together that work from home plan.
Right. Whatever y'all did during COVID, you might want to do that this week.
Absolutely.
If you can. We're being told that people who work on Bahamar Boulevard, there are a lot of banks there. If you don't have IDs, you're going to have a hard time getting through to get to work. They're letting people who work on Bahamar Boulevard in, but you better have your IDs. Some folks being told that...
It's okay, because there ain't going to be no customers anyway.
Uniform is not good enough. They're only letting, it seems, Bahamar workers through, I'm being told. Whoa, okay, interesting. People asking about it. Why weren't the road closures blasted over social media and print and radio? And someone saying they were told they couldn't announce it because of security reasons. What?
Yeah.
Really? You couldn't tell people don't come around here because of security reasons?
That's exactly what they'll be wanting you to do.
Okay. I hear you. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Ben, what's happening?
Hi, good morning.
I think when your caller made some sense, I think the Bahamas and CARICOM should focus on the Bahamas. The reason why I'm saying that, I think more emphasis should be placed on border security for the Bahamas, because we have to be able to help ourselves before we can help somebody else. We all must admit that this Haitian problem, not the Haitian problem, the illegal migration problem, is putting a huge strain on our finances. And the more finances, the more money that the government spends out to repatriate, to house, to feed, all this, that results in more taxes to pay and people got to pay. So help us protect our border by stopping these people from coming here. That's where we won't, as a country, spend as much money for them to get them back or to house them or to feed them. So I think more emphasis should be placed on protecting ourselves and helping ourselves before we help anybody else. Not saying that we shouldn't help, but let's help ourselves first. Because after all, if the country is overrun, then we don't have a country.
Well, that's
If
going to
the
be
country goes broke, CARICOM is not going to push down in their pocket to help us pay the IDB back for these loans and different organizations back for these loans. So
I hear you. That's going to be a bad look for the Bahamas, though, as the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, is the chairman of CARICOM at the moment. So I don't think that's going to work. But I hear what you're saying. I mean, I think you can do both at the same time.
yeah, he can do both at the same time. At the same time, hey, help us fortify our border.
Well, you want them to? Okay, well,
No,
they won't do that.
But they're going to ask us to send troops to Haiti to protect Haiti or to stabilize Haiti. So help us fortify our border so that we can help them.
Well, I hear you. Okay.
It's a double-edged sword, but we just can't sit back and do nothing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah, no, that I think that caller had it a little bit backwards. You can't not help Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
The illegal migration problem, and this is not solely a Bahamian problem, as we mentioned yesterday. You got Haitians showing up in the Keys, Florida Keys.
Mm-hmm.
You have Haitians who illegally going into places like Mexico and trying to cross the U.S. border there.
Yeah.
This is not a Bahamian problem. It's a regional problem. The Dominican Republic still has their problems with the illegal migration.
Yeah.
They deal with it in a terrible way, but in some cases, this is not unique to us.
Sadly,
we just feel it. We just feel it here, how we feel it.
Right.
But the thing about it is, we have, in order to stem the flow of people leaving a country because of the economic situation, we have to help to improve the economic situation. We have to help improve the day-to-day lives of Haitians. And then what'll happen? They won't need to leave home.
Mm-hmm. And when you say we, you don't mean the Bahamas. You mean the region, collectively.
I mean the region,
right,
collectively,
everybody, right.
yeah.
Not solely us, of course.
No, of course. We don't, again, let's not be fooled. We don't have the resources.
No.
The danger, as I think C. Allen alluded to, is when you have countries and governments and people try to go into a country like Haiti and fix things by themselves unilaterally, then you have an area where corruption can seep in. And that's what Haiti has been suffering from over so many years.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been truly about trying to get Haiti on its own feet. It's been, I'm going to go in under the guise of trying to help Haiti, but I'm going to see what I could get for myself while I'm there.
Yeah.
And that's why we need a CARICOM along with a block of countries to manage where the country goes, with the plan of the Haitian people.
Right.
Because we need to pay attention to ensure that there is no big corruptible system that is going to influence the way Haiti is developed.
Mm-hmm. This text here, similar sentiments what you're saying, I believe. The majority of CARICOM countries are already on an IMF plan. All of us borrow money from the IDB. All of our countries are listed as junk status or below. The only ones that can help Haiti are the Haitians in Haiti, the Haitians in America, and the American government. If all three of these bodies are not fully interested or vested in a stable Haiti, nothing will happen for Haiti. Haiti needs money, a stable Haitian government, and enforcement of laws. Yeah, so, I mean, the most CARICOM can do is plead and beg and frequently say it, that this is impacting us. For God's sake, you all out there who can do something, please. It seems. And,
yeah. I mean, look how much money the U.S. has pumped into Ukraine since the war started.
Mm-hmm.
Look how much they're able to send, and Turkey and Syria need it, but they're able to send money there as well.
Yeah.
They just need to decide that they want to do something
mm-hmm.
and see how they can work it out. and also other countries, not just the U.S. Right? You just see how they want to work it out.
All right,
it's not impossible.
No, well, it's difficult though, but not impossible.
The appetite has to be there, and I worry that the appetite is not really there because, as C. Allen alluded to, what are the geopolitical repercussions of a prosperous Haiti?
Let's take these calls, and I need to get to your text messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Brendan. Thank you for taking my call.
Hi.
Has anybody factored in the cost? Because, the Davos meeting, the wives of the prime ministers and leaders and presidents, they were able to have a great vacation experience. The cost and the benefit for hosting these kinds of meetings, you think, is there a cost associated with this? And now you want me to work virtually because they have done this meeting virtually. I still get the same results because I heard the Minister of Tourism alluding to some of the questions that they already know they're going to be asked at the meeting. So obviously they could have done this virtually, and then
Why would you want
all
that?
this.
Would you really want that?
Well, I would want to not have this aggravation of having to go to work.
Hey, it's only a few days. I mean, it's good for the country, isn't it? To the people to come and see what's nice about.
They know already.
Do they? Really?
They know already.
Okay.
Come, stop it. This is just a recycle, man. Come on. They know already. So do you.
Okay. All right. So we should never do anything. Never host anything. Never. No. Well, I mean that. Really? This happens all over the world. You know that, right?
Hey.
Whenever there are events all over the world where world leaders come, it happens every time.
We've heard our prime minister say that you got to meet face to face. It's the only way,
Nobody
I believe
likes
him.
these virtual meetings. The people wearing underwear underneath, what you can't see. No, that's not going to work.
Exactly.
Come
I'm
on
in my
now.
pajamas right now.
Oh, thanks a lot. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Early days stuck in a voice. We need justice, law, and order in this country. Now, this one morning, I kind of differ with some of the things you all have said, both of you. The thing is, that situation in Haiti, that was established by Haitian in America and the Bahamas, and the Americans found it out.
What?
Okay?
What are you talking
Other
about?
thing is, right, when it comes to the traffic, the South government got to stop inconveniencing the Bahamian people. Shooting, we are causing us to shoot ourselves in the foot. They got to need to do things right. Okay? That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. I've got a lot of messages about the traffic. People are really angry. Oh, man.
I would be too.
This person says, Dwight, these police officers don't know what they are doing with the traffic. They've basically put the island on pause. Wow. Yeah, it looks bad. It looks pretty bad. That's a whole area. This map, our traffic map, oh, man. And it's getting worse. I told you before it was almost the length of the lake. It is well past Lake Cunningham now in the eastbound traffic. So if you are at that part there where you can turn around and get through somewhere, or they're already doing it, you can see it. People are turning around. Yeah, go back home. Go back home. It doesn't make any sense, seriously. And for those of you along Lake Cunningham, well, I hope you're listening to the show. And you want to turn your car off, though. Don't burn your gas. Don't burn your gas. Looking bad. All right, let's get to some of your messages about this before we take a break. Got a lot this morning. The caller said that Haitian people don't respect our laws, but so many Bahamians don't respect our laws anyway. Okay, well. A lot about NIB. We're going to get to NIB in our 9 o'clock hour, folks, so we'll get to that in just a bit. This person says that Haiti used to be the country where Caribbean people went to become doctors. They have historically been educated. That's in response to a call we got earlier. Okay. Another one says here, when someone says education, they don't necessarily mean school, sir. Okay. I hear you. I think they did, though. I think that caller did. What did you think they meant, Chester?
Yeah, I felt like they meant tertiary.
Yeah. This texter says, America has failed Haiti, especially allegedly the Clintons. Okay. This one says here, where is all that hundreds of millions of dollars or $1 billion they collected for Haiti during the earthquake 12 years ago? Do you see any of that money on the ground in Haiti? I can't answer that question. This person says that when the U.S. was asked for assistance, their response was to sanction the gang leaders. Really? That has to be a joke. That's a text.
Again, whoever comes together to help Haiti out of the situation it's in now, and it's a multi-year deal, they're gonna have to have the most extreme amount of accountability that's ever been seen, because they're not gonna stand for it again. I mean, can you imagine you put a plan together for Haiti, you started, the wheels start to turn, and then you find out that, somebody coming to swing you? Can you imagine the unrest then?
Yeah. Wow. This person says here, it's not a blame game. In reference to our problem with Haitian migrants, there is a reason why we don't have a vast number of Cubans in our country. The wet foot, dry foot law the United States had. If Haitians were flooding into America, they would have sent troops to Haiti to help stabilize it. And there are plenty Haitians in the U.S., especially South Florida. So I'm not too sure what you're saying. And that policy is stopped now, and there's quite a number of Cubans here with the wet foot, dry foot policy. So I'm not sure what you're saying. But we have a migration challenge. We know this, especially illegal migration. We know this. We need to deal with it, and we need to get serious. We need to get serious here. Right? This person
When you say that, what do you mean?
You and I just talked about this yesterday, right? So we had admissions just a few months ago about people in certain sectors not even caring if they are hiring undocumented individuals because they have to get work done. And that was said, and it wasn't the first time it was said. And again, we're not seeing anybody hauled before the courts for hiring undocumented people without any care. That was said. We know this is happening. There are all kinds of allegations about people and corruption in the Department of Immigration and people getting papers fraudulently. Do we ever hear about anybody getting prosecuted?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's like, whatever. So, and of course the message gets out. That caller earlier said it. People are calling, WhatsApping their family, like, hey, I'm making all this money. I already got a car. Yeah, you need to come too. Come and I'll give you a job. I can get my guy to give you a job. And we can get him to get you a work permit. And it's happening. People are getting work permits for one thing, but next thing you know, they're a barber. I don't know if that's what happened in the most recent situation, but you can't imagine. It's hard to believe that they got a work permit to be a barber.
Yeah.
Cannot be. But they probably have a work permit for something. But
and they're telltale things. I mean, and I probably need to check on this again, but the outflows from the Bahamas in terms of wire transfers, what sizes they look like. You hear Bahamas Air say Haiti is one of their most profitable routes.
Yeah.
Why? How? Who's going there?
Yeah. This text here, no white nation is going to help Haiti. Haiti violently ended white occupation. Sit there and pretend we don't know who killed Haiti's last president. Black nations need to assist Haiti. Well, the U.S. has done it before, and they occupied them for quite a while. So that's not necessarily true. But again, why they would and when they would, when it's convenient for them, that needs to be questioned. And that's what's been suggested this morning as well, right? If it's convenient, if people find, if someone finds that there's gold or oil or diamonds or something, you will see who all wants to help Haiti, right? So when it's convenient, countries come forward to assist. Let's see if we can take this call really quickly, and then we got to take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Dwight. Morning. How you doing?
Doing well.
All right. I call him about this traffic situation. I just came to that. Like some of the people, I don't know what the police do, how they organize that stuff, but it's very bad. My recommendation. This is the first day, I believe. It's the first day, right, for the CARICOM, right?
Yes.
Bahama is set off the road a couple 100 feet, but yet they blocking up JFK, they blocking up Bahama Boulevard, they blocking up West Bay. That don't make no sense. All they need to do is guard the property and allow the traffic to flow. This is totally inconvenient. Everybody could be late to work this morning. Everybody who got to travel on those roadway.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, there was no, I don't know, I can't say if there was any public announcement on how traffic going to be diverted and so forth. But I can tell you this, when we coming through that, the way they are doing it is really unnecessary. They still could allow traffic to go through, just guard the entrances to the Bahama property from the West Bay Street side and the rest of it. But
Perhaps.
the way they're doing it, they stop. I mean, you got the whole of JFK at a stop.
Yeah.
At a stop.
It's crazy. I'm thinking it had something to do with the protest that was supposed to happen as well. I wouldn't be surprised if that was in their thinking.
Where are they allowing the protesters to go?
Well,
What area?
clearly, they're not allowing them to get anywhere near the hotel. But yeah, it's quite interesting. Somebody's asking, is there anything the media can do? Oh boy, like I tell you,
they could do better than that. They could set it up better than that, and they don't have the inconvenience to traffic the motoring public the way they did. That is just crazy.
Yeah.
And I think it's very bad. The commissioner needs to step up and do something better with that, or whoever in charge of the operation, they could do that better than that.
Wow. Okay. Thanks a lot. The only thing I can tell you, folks, as I said earlier, is if you're stuck on JFK, well, there's nothing I can do to help you. But if you are west enough, get to Carmichael Road. So get on Coral Harbor Road and then head to Carmichael Road. And if you're heading eastbound, you'll be up until you get to near Milo Butler Highway and Faith Avenue area. You won't be facing much traffic there. Don't get on Gladstone Road. Don't do that at all. Keep heading east and get to Blue Hill Road. And that's the best advice I can give you. Otherwise, you are stuck. And if you're on JFK Drive, turn off your car. Don't burn your gas. But boy, yeah, it's rough. All right. Yeah, we don't know why the police didn't warn people. Someone's saying safety and security reasons. I don't understand, but sure. Two messages before we go to the break. This person says here, C. Allen is correct. You need to hit Haiti with free education. They need to learn how civics and stable political society works. Have you already forgotten that Haiti just began nationally free primary to high school education only a few years before the pandemic? Before that, everyone had to pay for school. How many folks with the high levels of poverty in Haiti would be able to afford to pay for good education? And I also went to university with Haitians. Yeah, okay. This person is fact-checking C. Allen. The Port of Nassau is the top cruise destination in the Caribbean. Well, okay. I guarantee you someone's going to say Nassau's not technically in the Caribbean, and so it might be in the West Indies. But so, but I don't know. Chester, why don't you check on that? Get the facts. The West Indies. Let's count the West Indies in total and see who's number one there.
Top port.
What? Okay.
The top port.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Until the gang problems are solved, there's no hope for Haiti. Realistically, if we can't control gang violence in Little Nassau, how will anyone control the huge gang violence in Haiti? Bahamians better buckle down for a long, hard ride with the illegal Haitian migration battle. There is no end in sight. Well, like I always say, Bahamians are very proud, especially people from Long Island, to say they don't have an illegal migration problem there. So they claim. And they say it is a no-tolerance approach apparently there. Not calling for anybody to hurt anybody, I'm just saying if the whole country had a zero-tolerance approach, you'd be surprised what changes we'd see.
Well, the thing there is what you're talking about, right? Who's going to hire them?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
There's no way to make a living there.
Right. Oh, you mean because there's no economy or because they just won't hire them?
Because they won't hire them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Right. So, follow Long Island if you're serious. Right here in the Bahamas. Right? Don't hurt anybody, though. If Bahamians follow what is done in Long... Hey, look at this. If Bahamians follow what is done in Long Island, they need not hire undocumented illegal immigrants. The country would be better to follow the example of Long Island. Same thing I just said. There are no illegal or shanty towns there. Yeah. About Haiti being the number one cruise destination, utter nonsense. Need to stop people like him from making statements purporting to be facts. Okay, there you go. More text messages about the traffic. Any idea how long Bahamar Boulevard? I have no idea. No idea. We've not been informed.
Give up on Bahamar Boulevard.
Yeah.
Today.
Closing the road makes no sense. Lots of text messages about the road. Both Haiti and the Bahamas find ourselves in our present state as a result of systemic corruption all throughout our ranks and file. Has Haiti asked for help? What is the overall objective? There were boots on the ground before with no significant changes. I mean, well, they don't even have a president. Every few weeks, it seems to be a new prime minister. It's chaos. The government, everybody resigned in the cabinet, right? That was a few months back. It's chaos. It's a failed state. It really is. This is bad. It's bad. Dwight, always a spicy show. They're letting people through who live out west. Also, they are not only letting Bahamar workers through. Okay. Well, like I said, apparently if you have ID, you can get in, right? If you have ID to show that you do work at something on Bahamar Boulevard or somewhere at one of the hotels, they'll let you in. I'm being told not just because you're in the uniform, though, that you need to have ID with you. Oh, boy. Messages from one of our loyal listeners who texted me at 8 o'clock, just after 8. They're messaging me now at 9, still on Gladstone Road. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's not good. That's not good.
Pull into a gas station, get yourself some coffee.
Well, we're going to be here for you. Morning Blend Business, and Guardian Radio will be with you during this nightmare. So, boy, oh boy.
You might be there for lunch, too.
Wow. Anyway, let's take a break. We'll be back when we come back. More on Haiti, but also NIB, what's going on, why we're hearing different things from the Prime Minister and the Minister of State responsible for NIB on what's going to be happening and the challenge national insurance faces. All of that coming up in Morning Blend Business right after news break. Stay with us.
Every crack and crevice you own, you're all over the place, you're trying to roam. You're living a sweet thing at home. I don't care if you're living like for the key. If you live in downtown, this thing don't discriminate. I want to know when come round. Don't wear a frown when you're raining on your parade. But don't you know that while you're out looking for sugar, someone got taste your honey. Don't you know that while you're out looking for sugar,
whether you're looking for your first or new home, or even using your existing home as equity, RBC understands that your journey to home ownership is unique, and your mortgage financing should reflect that. That is why at RBC we have dedicated mortgage specialists that provide sound advice and helpful solutions to make your dream home a reality. Best of all, the RBC mortgage team is mobile, flexible, and will meet you almost anywhere. Visit rbc.com/take 60 seconds to connect with an RBC mortgage specialist.
Technology serves to make our lives better, so why not your business too? At Custom Computers, we've been maintaining our knowledge and relationships with top tech companies since 1987 and carry only the most trusted brands like Apple, Microsoft, HP, and more. No company has helped more businesses build reliable IT systems than Custom Computers. You name it, we've done it. Call 396-1101 to talk to any of our business experts. Find trust in your tech. Count on Custom Computers.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Legacy College Readiness and Tours. Already get the first set of knowledge. Now it's time to prepare you for college. You're thinking so much you gotta do. Legacy will handle that for you.
Looking for a college connection that's thorough, supportive, and proactive? Get on board with Legacy College Readiness and Tours today. My name is Whitley Cargill. I am a student who benefited from Legacy College Readiness and Tours. Erica Morris, the president of Legacy College Readiness and Tours, ensures that you have a great ride through a program. You will receive unprecedented access to college information, college campuses, and college advisement based on where you want to go and what you're looking for. Expand your knowledge and your experience. It's tailored to you. Look forward to Legacy College Readiness and Tours. Get on board today. Contact us at 242-809-5278 or email us at legacycollegetours@gmail.com today.
Florida Auto Parts can deliver all the auto parts your car will ever need, direct from the USA and from around the world. Florida Auto Parts provides fast delivery on auto parts, and we ship throughout the Bahamas, genuine or aftermarket, new or used, and all for the best price. Call Florida Auto Parts Trusted Parts Rep on WhatsApp at 1-786-772-8777 to save on your next auto parts purchase. Florida Auto Parts, the right parts at the right price.
At Doctor's Hospital, our lamp just got brighter. The Loyalty Advantage membership program now has 3 unique plans to choose from. From Lamp Prepaid with free prime care visits and service line discounts, Lamp Insured with copay waivers and 0 upfront collections at the ER and inpatient services, or our new Lamp Access, a free plan that offers 10% off labs, pharmacy, and imaging. Lamp has a plan for everyone. To sign up, visit our website or give us a call. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, February 15th, 2023. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards, and we have a lot to talk about this morning. We're mainly going to be talking about NIB and what the Minister of State for National Insurance, Miles LaRota, is saying about the fund and what needs to happen and what will happen if we don't act now. We'll get to that in a bit. Of course, the hot topic this morning has been CARICOM, the Heads of Govt meeting. This morning it begins this morning, and as a result, there is traffic chaos in Western New Providence. Many of you have been stuck in traffic for hours and not moving, and it is bad, and it's getting worse, it seems. Bahamar Boulevard is closed for people who don't work there. And so that's creating quite a challenge, and we're seeing traffic backed up along Lake Cunningham on JFK Drive, eastbound traffic, well past the lake, and Gladstone Road is a mess northbound, and we've got JFK, many parts of JFK that normally aren't congested are seeing just bumper-to-bumper traffic. You're not moving, actually, from the six-legged roundabout straight through to Prospect Ridge. Many people being diverted along Prospect Ridge, and the traffic goes to Gladstone Road as well. And so it's just a mess there, and traffic is backed up from the roundabout with JFK all the way to well past the roundabout with Tawny Williams-Darling Highway and Milo Butler Highway. So Tawny Williams-Darling Highway not looking like a place to be either, westbound this morning. And of course, Milo Butler Highway still seeing heavy traffic from Fire Trail straight up to Tawny Williams-Darling Highway. Six-legged roundabout, multiple directions, West Bay Street, many issues there, west and eastbound near Saunders Beach. Chaos is the only word that we can use. Traffic's being diverted at West Bay and again along Bahamar Boulevard. So it isn't pretty. We're getting some angry messages, people wondering what's going on, why the police are acting in this way. As a caller said earlier, Chester, Bahamar is a bit off West Bay Street. Was this really necessary? And I don't recall seeing, I know they warned us from earlier in the week that there would be road closures on Thursday for something that's happening. I believe that's downtown. I have to check. But that's for Thursday, but no mention of what would happen today. So this person, excuse me, texted us earlier saying we were on Airport Road. I believe they mean JFK Drive. I'm not sure. But they were on the road 5 minutes to 8, and we haven't reached the Red Cross headquarters as yet. If you can imagine that, that is madness. That was sent to us about 10 minutes ago.
I have a friend who says cheaper they had given us a holiday.
Well, this person says, no country closes the roads and doesn't let people know ahead of time for security reasons. Yes, I agree. At least let people know that. While there will be, people can expect that there will be issues as a result of a major conference like this, but not to tell people is bad. Bad management, definitely. It really is looking bad out there. Please do not understate the traffic situation. It is a failure of epic proportions, and the government needs to make adjustments in real time, meaning now. One option is to intermittently have all lanes on JFK move in a single direction. Okay. Well, something has to be done, absolutely. And we have a lot of people who are still texting about what we were talking about earlier, what CARICOM realistically can do about the Haiti situation. If Haiti itself and big nations like the United States and Canada and others and the UN don't get involved, what realistically can CARICOM do? Let's take some of these calls and see what you're saying. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. Am I on the air?
Yes, you are.
Hi, I am one of the motorists who's trapped in traffic. I live Coral Lake. We left 7:30.
Wow.
I am not even to Red Cross as yet.
Wow. Which way did you go? Which route? Did you go JFK?
I took the airport road straight down past Lake Cunningham. We were on like the Fusion Road for an hour. So I really don't understand why they didn't say anything to anyone. You know, when CARICOM was coming, you could see that we were having guests. Everywhere's clean, everywhere's sparkly, everywhere's, you know. But now the motoring public, this is such an inconvenience. They should have said.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am so frustrated. And while I understand this is an important meeting, the important meetings are happening all over the world. And I do not think that this needed to happen. Like the caller said, Bahama is a bit off the road. Why did we close this? Who needs to go there? They have a bad issue. Organize.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're absolutely right.
I'm really upset, and we are not moving. And I pray God none of these children need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, dear.
I don't need to go to the bathroom.
We're praying for you. Good luck. We completely agree. That's rough.
I mean, doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, all mash up.
Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Good morning. I even didn't stress out, man. I sit in the traffic because I was like, man, somebody sit around the table and plan this thing, man. They seriously plan this thing. Listen, the great impact is, people got to go to work, kids got to go to school, right? That's the most important. Secondly, these people are here for a meeting that you could organize traffic flow for that better. Obviously, there'll be buses going there, right? So you're thinking about tourists who got tours planned, right? Got to get back to the airport, just coming into the country. They sit in that traffic, you know.
Yeah.
They sit in that traffic.
Oh, yeah.
You should see the traffic go there. I'm not even angry because this shows vehemence that we have an issue that in the next 2 to 3 years in this country, it will be gridlock. It's too many cars, no public transportation, no alternative way, only so much roads. What you mean closing road? How much roads you could possibly leave open? Like, we really got to rethink the quality of life in this country. This is not realistically a nice place to live anymore. You telling me to drive 5 miles, I got to be in my car 2.5 hours?
My goodness.
Seriously, that's all. It's not fun to live here anymore. You imagine your employees is coming after being in this? What work you possibly can get done at your job this morning? Seriously? Like, come on, man.
Wow.
I wanted to make a comment also on the Haitian situation.
Sure.
Dwight, I've been I've traveled to Haiti during RC time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think what's most important is we understand that history of that nation that's over 200 years old.
Absolutely.
That those particular countries did not recognize that country independent.
That's right.
Did not recognize them as a sovereign nation. The Bahamas is lucky because we didn't have to pay, you know.
Yeah.
We did not have to pay to get our independence.
They almost begged us to go.
Exactly. Turks and Caicos had to pay the Bahamas to be freed. You understand? Turks and Caicos had to pay the Bahamas to be free from under their government. Haiti was not recognized by France, was not recognized by America. The only way...
And the UK, too. Don't leave them out of this.
Exactly.
They didn't recognize them either.
They was freed, but in order to be able to trade and to be able to be a nation, a part of this globalization, they had to come back to the table and say, listen, what will it take for us to be a part of this now? Yeah. Be free, but nobody wants to recognize us as a free nation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and America occupied that country, and it appears, I mean, sometimes we got to sit back and not look at the surface, and I try to understand that, they don't want to have a government. They are violent. They don't make guns. They don't make guns. They just, the other day, the governments that's placed on the ground gave out a bunch of mining contracts. You know, America and Canada got the mining contracts to mine their natural resources. You know, a lot of their citizens are not voting in the elections because they're not the leadership that they want there. A lot of the leadership is Haitian American coming into the country. There's a lot of stuff happening, and the people are people who are sovereign nations, and a lot of countries coming in there to take.
Yeah.
It goes to show us that as long as the country is unstable, then another country have the power to say, man, we're going in there, and we can bring this back to a stable nation and provide a government for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I get from it. You telling me you have a war in Ukraine and you can give them billions of dollars of assistance, and this country had every natural disaster, bunch of a disease, the pandemic, right? And they're still not being given that type of assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's something else that these nations want from them, man.
Yeah.
And the CARICOM, I hope CARICOM, because the Bahamas need to pay attention. Pay attention to, you know, at the end of the day, that could be us also. And nobody's running to assist them. Why nobody's running to assist them?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if that happened here. It shows CARICOM needs to come together as a Caribbean nation, and we got to do what we can to assist them, to assist our brothers and sisters. I totally get the illegal immigration problem, but we have to understand in the 1950s, the Europeans, when they was in charge of the Bahamas, and when the Haitian embassy was in that same island called Inagua, we had illegal immigration problem from the early 50s, eh?
Mm.
Illegal immigration from the early 50s, it was an issue. The European government had an issue with illegal immigration here in this country with corruption, and they couldn't provide a solution with it. And we still live in that to today. Freeport was built on Jamaicans and Haitians. Abaco, we can name them. So, what is the issue that we face? The issue we face is that cheap labor brings illegal migrants, and the legal migration we have here, the people that we given work permits, who we given these foreign investment to, it's the bottom line, and they're going to build their investments with cheap labor.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Regardless of what anybody says, they don't care, and they will continue to do it. And until we deal with them, this will continue.
It isn't a illegal immigration problem. We have those legal immigrants who are here, who bringing in who are using the illegal immigration to their benefit.
Yeah.
Because they're here for work. Nobody stays where there's not an opportunity. We say in Long Island, nobody stays where there's not an opportunity to work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. Are you going to go to America if you don't have a job? Or you don't have employment, or you can't work at this table? You're not going to go to those places.
Yeah.
There's opportunities here for jobs, and they're getting the jobs, and they're working on these projects, and it's going unnoticed because it's what has happened.
Oh,
Also,
it's noticed. That's the scary part. It is noticed, and nobody's doing anything. Nobody's doing anything.
Can I ask you a question, Dwight?
Sure.
National insurance, right? And we need it because obviously it's a fund that we pay into. I don't consider it a tax because it's a benefit that we get back at the end of the day. But my issue is, how do Bahamians expect to pay into a fund during COVID? The fund paid out over $200 million. People were laid off. Unemployment benefits went past the entitled time of 6 days, right? They paid up over $200 million. How we expect to put that money back? That was people money they took from the fund.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we expect that money to be recovered from? We expected people to go back to work and start to get the money back in. That probably hasn't happened so far. So the only thing they can do is probably increase it, eh? Yeah. And that's what you have to be. The reality of it is be real and come out and say, we should not have taken $200 billion during that pandemic from NIB and didn't discuss how we was going to put it back. And that's one of the biggest issues.
Yeah, and they were saying that you were in danger of depleting the fund even before the pandemic. So imagine that. Imagine that.
And if you tie in illegal migration problems with the NIB fund, right? If you send back every migrant, every illegal immigration, everybody who have a work permit, do those people pay NIB? They pay NIB. Once you have a work permit, do you have to pay NIB?
Supposed to.
You're supposed to. So if you send back let's not talk about Haitians. If you send back every foreign worker who have a work permit, right? Send them back. The Bahamians are not having children. That's because my understanding of how NIB works is you're supposed to have a kid. When they turn 18, they start the fund's supposed to be able to keep going. And that's how it keeps going. You need people to join the fund.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if the population ain't growing, where are we getting this money to pay into NIB?
Yeah.
You got to increase it, eh? Or you got to get more people in it, eh?
You had a lot of wonderful things to say today. We need to talk with you again. Hopefully, have you moved much since you started talking to us? You're still in the same place, or what happened?
Well, I'm doing some things. I think I'm sitting back, just taking a more laid-back approach to how the country is being run, especially on the tourism front, and understanding why certain things is operating the way it is. I think Bahamians, not looking on the surface at how we approach things and kind of understanding that this is why this particular thing is operating the way it is, and trying to find small solutions, because I think the smallest solutions, once we can apply them, creates a larger opportunity in this country. But we always want to go large first, but we have smaller issues that needs to iron out, and that creates the bigger problem.
Yeah.
And that's why we always fail at the bigger things.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your call today. Appreciate it. Good luck. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, you said a lot of good things.
Yeah.
A lot of good
Pretty
things.
good.
Well, one of the big things I think that he alluded to is when you look at Haiti, where it is, and where it could go, is you have to, what we say in journalism, follow the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you say it in a lot of things. Where's the money trail lead? Does it lead to people who are prospering off the position Haiti is in right now? And how do they relate to the government structure and organization? You know what I mean? Because there are factions and factors probably working against the stabilization of Haiti, because people are making money off of it. Some way, somehow. That's the way the world works. There's money somewhere to be had. Like somebody said, I don't know how many millionaires are in Haiti, but they exist. Right? And they're probably profiting off the instability in some way. Right? And so when you try to upset the status quo, you're going to upset their trail of money.
Yeah.
But it has to happen, right? That has to happen.
Absolutely. All right, I want to take a few more calls, and we want to get to NIB, but this text message saying the traffic nightmare gives credence to how poorly run and managed this place is and how well we do with mediocrity. Okay, well, managed. Well, it isn't managed. We know that. It is not managed at all. Okay. This person says here, I've said it before that I seriously question the ability of the police leadership to strategize. Our traffic issues are not difficult, yet everything is out of control. A relatively simple left turn on red campaign has turned into a disaster. It really has. Can't blame the police for that entirely. The government deserves a lot of the blame. A lot. And they still aren't out there educating people. They still aren't putting up signs. And the road traffic department doesn't speak at all to anything. At all. Not a word. So, yeah. Let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air. Good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? Hi. Good morning. You're on the air. Okay. Good morning, call. You're on the air. No. All right. Okay.
They must not be people stuck in traffic.
Well, good morning, caller. You're on the air. Turn on your radio for us, please.
Good morning, Dwight. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. You made a statement earlier. You said that if there were gold or other valuable elements in Haiti, things would be different. I want you guys to check something out for me. There's an element called iridium. Now, apparently, Haiti is the second largest, they have the second largest amount of iridium in the world, only after South Africa. Iridium is way more valuable than platinum or gold. So, also notice that a couple of days ago, there were Americans charged with, they were along with the other guys who assassinated the president. I think that people deliberately destabilizing Haiti because of the elements that are there.
It's been happening.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's been happening. That's been, it truly, yes, absolutely. And it was the jewel of the entire Western Hemisphere at one point. And it still probably has the potential to be. But yeah, that's absolutely what has been happening, and it's very sad.
Yeah,
very
Haiti is a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
So let's watch and see what happens.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Yeah. I do want to say, we got to take a break, but I do want to say, in response to the previous caller, what he said about NASA no longer being fun and, the frustration there. And I'm sure a lot of people are thinking that. And I have to slip this in again, my usual discussion, right, about local government and real management for the island of New Providence. That is desperately needed. But also something else, and I think people see it now. I haven't talked about this much, not too much. We've had a few people, including Alfred Sears, who's quiet on it now, but he used to say it before he was back in the cabinet, that we need to consider moving the capital of the Bahamas. We need, and I think we need to look at this, and I'm going to present over the next few months reasons why we need to. And I want everyone to think about this. Think about it as we celebrating our 50th anniversary of independence. Have we in the Bahamas created one new town or city at all since we became an independent nation? Have we done that at all? Freeport was before independence. Why haven't we done that? What is the issue? We have a whole bunch of subdivisions and communities, gated communities, a whole bunch of them, but no real towns or cities. Why is that? Why is that? And I was curious the other day looking at new cities in the last 50 years, 50, a significant number for us, right, to see what's going on. And there are a few. There are quite a few. And a lot of them are in Asia, some in Africa. And the reasons why they were created mainly the countries are seeking to move the capital to a purpose-built capital, but also to alleviate pressure on an existing city that was just tapped out. And I think Nassau is getting close there. We know the island is bigger than we think, and right, compared to the size of Manhattan, it is much bigger, and they've got millions on Manhattan. But we are using space in a very bad way here, not like Manhattan, which is built up, right? We need to think about that, and for reasons like what we're seeing today. Does this need to happen here in the major city in the country? That could happen somewhere else, in a purpose-built capital, state-of-the-art, environmentally friendly place. We have politicians here talking about building a new parliament on this island. For what? Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense at all. We need to have that conversation going forward. What is this place going to look like, the whole Bahamas, and whether it makes sense for Nassau to remain the capital of this country. And we'll look forward to facilitating those conversations, facilitating them over the next few weeks. So hope you join in on that. And do your research now so you can counter my arguments when we have that discussion. But today might be a good day as you're stuck in traffic to think about that. And whether that will be the reason, that will help with a lot of things. The housing challenges we have here, if we get quite a few people out of here to go in the new capital, we could alleviate a lot of the pressure on housing. We could really understand why New Providence needs local government and other islands as well. True local government, not what we have right now on the Family Islands. I think it would do a lot for the development of this nation. You're about to say something, Chester.
Yeah, no, I was also going to say, I totally agree with you. Like you said, we had this conversation. But another travesty of this traffic this morning is as we begin to talk about climate change in this Chogam meeting, you got people burning gas for 2 hours on a commute that would usually take them 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, less.
Imagine how many tons of pollutants we put into the air this morning.
Hopefully someone will bring it up there today. That this very meeting that is going to be addressing climate change is contributing to it, contributing to the problems. But hey, all right, let's take the break. You want to do? Yeah, let's take that one call and then we're going to take the break. Okay, let's do that. Are you still there, caller?
Yes, I'm here, Dwight. Good morning, Chester.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. And Dwight, the traffic is indicative of the state of the country, and it's an inertia, right? The thing is, the gentleman that called and spoke about Haiti and the employment and national insurance, he was correct in many things, but where's the data on that? That we should have charter. Maybe we shouldn't have charter. We should have data. The thing is, if the construction CEO or whoever in charge of the construction of Bahamas, whatever an acronym is, it doesn't matter to me. He said that 65% of the working population, the employees were undocumented. So then it is advantageous for them not to pay national insurance. So we need to see this model that they're talking about. But in talking about the whole Caribbean sub-region, right, he was correct as far as the construction of the dilemmas in this region. So notice that the oligarchical structure in Haiti were not calling for the immediate intervention by the United Nations, et cetera, et cetera. So it's obviously benefiting someone.
Yeah.
And so then we don't realize that this is all about for the Earth's resources. When we don't realize that the deep state mafia is puppetizing global politicians, right? Then we will continue to believe that this is going to be a better place, right? There's no way we're going to make it once we're not conscious of what's going on. Even for me right now, with my level of knowledge, as it pertains to climate change, I know climate change is a waste of time, because I know the science behind climate change, and it's nothing but a financial instrument. Because when you study the neutrality model of it, it doesn't make sense. So that means if you're rich, you can fly all around the world in your jet, and I look up and say, oh, look at Mr. So-and-so in his jet, but yet still you paying me to offset. Yeah. The fact that you're trading it, and it isn't reducing carbon emissions, and carbon neutrality is a bunch of, oh, God, man.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. And we have to be very careful about this, right? Because we could be making a lot of money, but sinking further into the ocean with carbon credits and all that discussion. But we got to take a break. When we come back, more on NIB and where things really are, what's happening exactly. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Study real hard, boy. Someday it's gonna pay. Don't ever stop, boy. Remember what mama say. Cause you will find a mean world waiting to play. Try to nail it right, boy. Hit it on the head. Strike with all your might, boy. While the iron is red. When you work to do, boy, you must do it with a will. They who reach the top, boy, must first climb the hill.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Are you ready to break up with your car? Easy Car Sales invites you to fall in love with an electric vehicle. Ditch the gas pump, the expensive mechanics. Feel the freedom, the power. Visit easy242.com and make a date to test drive an electric vehicle today. Get into a better relationship. Find your perfect match at Easy Car Sales and drive electric happily ever after.
We're good for you. Whether your business is in store, on the go, or both, let Fidelity work with you to maximize your customers' payment options with a fixed or mobile terminal so that you never miss a sale. It's safer than cash and more convenient so that you can take your business anywhere. For details, contact a business development officer today at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport, or visit our website at fidelitygroup.com.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. Scores of dignitaries will convene for the 44th regular meeting of CARICOM Heads of Govt, which begins today in New Providence. Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper says he expects discussions into improving air connectivity among Caribbean nations to be an important topic. Cooper said requests have already been made to the government for Bahamas Air to provide service to some nations. The Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, BAIC, has launched a program to lease land to Bahamian entrepreneurs for agriculture, manufacturing, or touristic developments. BAIC saying in a statement that it has one of the largest landholding portfolios in the country with acreage on Abaco, Andros, Luther, Grand Bahama, and New Providence. It's named the program the Golden Opportunity, given that it's an opportunity to lease land at affordable rates. BAIC Chairman Leroy Major says the corporation believes this new program can help local entrepreneurs to achieve their dreams. The statement explained that BAIC's property department has had a good response to the campaign so far. Read more on this in today's Guardian Business section. Access to climate financing and agricultural technology essential to the success of the Caribbean if the region can collaborate on the development. That's according to Caribbean Export Development Agency Executive Director Deodat Maharaj. He told Guardian Business ahead of the CARICOM meeting today that the region needs to become more of a cohesive agent in its bid to become energy and food secure. According to Maharaj, agriculture and climate financing are key near-term elements for CEDA, that's the Caribbean Export Development Agency, to tackle during this week's meeting with the Caribbean heads of state, policymakers, and business people. Maharaj also telling Guardian Business that there are opportunities for Bahamians to export their knowledge related to hospitality to parts of the Caribbean for high rates of return, given the country's success in the tourism space. He says that there are myriad opportunities for Bahamians to export services and not simply focus on export as the movement of goods. Again, details on that in today's Guardian Business section. Overseas from the U.S., American consumers rebounded last month from a weak holiday shopping season by boosting their spending at stores and restaurants at the fastest pace in nearly 2 years, underscoring the economy's resilience in the face of higher prices and multiple interest rate hikes by the Federal Reserve. The government said today that retail sales jumped 3% in January after having sunk the previous 2 months. It was the largest one-month increase since March 2021. Driving the gain was a jump in car sales, along with healthy spending at restaurants, electronic stores, and furniture outlets. Some of the supply shortages that had slowed auto production have eased, and more cars are gradually moving onto dealer lots. The enlarged inventories have enabled dealers to meet more of the nation's pent-up demand for vehicles. Wednesday's robust retail figures, along with a strong January job report, suggest that the U.S. economy remains durable, perhaps even strengthening, and at little risk of succumbing to a recession anytime soon. Earlier this week, economists at Goldman Sachs reduced the likelihood of a recession this year from 35% to just 25%. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX. From Tuesday, your market movers, Commonwealth Bank moving 50,000 shares, closing at 358, unchanged. Bahamas First Holdings moving 500, unchanged at 265. Bahamas First. Bahamas Waste moving 100, unchanged at 965. APD Limited moving 50, closing at 39.95, unchanged. Consolidated Water up 3 cents, closing at $3.05. And Emira Incorporated up 5 cents, closing at $9.95. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 2,672.67, up 13.55. That's your Market Watch. And that is your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Born in 1906, said this country I must fix. Married a lady, looked so fine, named Lady Caroline. 1936, he entered Bahamian politics. Said my people is in a tight, I must fight for human rights. He was a freedom fighter.
We're back here with Morning Glen Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. All right, we want to get to NIB. Just want to give you a quick update on the traffic situation. So we're being told that, as we told you earlier, the people who work on Bahamar Boulevard are being allowed through with ID. It's still looking a bit, still looking pretty busy out there. Traffic still backed up along John F. Kennedy Drive. People aren't moving. Gladstone Road still a mess. John F. Kennedy Drive straight through to Tonic Williams-Darling Highway, east and westbound. And New Providence Highway now, I guess some people are getting around. And that's looking pretty messy. West Bay Street still looking bad. So it's not pretty out there. And Bahamar Boulevard still largely closed. Prospect Ridge is where everyone's being diverted to. And still a big mess out there. And then we're getting this. Quite a few people saying that the police are out there and still writing tickets to people who are driving with vehicles that need to be registered. And I guess they have a captive audience today. So this is, my goodness. This is quite a day for a lot of people out there. Let's get to NIB. We've been talking about this, talking about getting to it for a long time. But so the latest Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, Miles Larota, he is saying that we have to act now because NIB is set to lose $95 million this year. So that's going to happen without a rate increase. So he painted a picture, which is very different from what we were hearing from the Prime Minister. Larota last week said that they've settled on a rate hike rate, but the Prime Minister said they haven't made a decision a few days later. It's a lot of confusion. Even the opposition is saying what's going on with these conflicting statements. Take a listen to this report from our Paige McCartney.
Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, Miles Larota, today warned that if the National Insurance Board contribution rate is not increased this year, the fund stands to lose $95 million. The Board of NIB last year recommended government increase the rate by July by between 0.75 percentage point and 1.5 percentage points to begin to save the fund from depletion in 2028, as has been forewarned in the most recent actuarial report.
I don't want to shock Bahamians, but the reality is, if there is no raise in the contribution rate this year, the National Insurance Fund will lose $95 million. That is just not sustainable. And we have everybody doing their own armchair quarterbacking. The facts are this. The National Insurance Board will pay out $27 million each month in pensions. We're collecting $23 million. That leaves a shortfall of $4 million a month. Times 12, that's $48 million. We're not even considered the industrial benefits and other benefits that are being paid out.
Larota said some people have called on NIB to collect outstanding payments, which is pegged at around $30 million. He said this in response.
There are statements that have been made if you go on compliance, if you go and collect the outstanding that is pegged around $30 million, if I heard that correctly. That's still only 1 month of contributions. Some of the issues as it relates to national insurance are not things that we could blame anybody for. Can we blame our citizens for living longer? No. And so if they're collecting their pension benefits that could be as much as 20 years, when it was about 10 years to 12 years in the beginning, this is where we are. We have a situation where people are living longer, they're collecting more benefits, the ceiling has raised from $400 to $700+. These are the things that we're dealing with. And if we have been losing money from 2016 for the past 7 years, even those cash assets, the CDs that you had, you have to crack those. Why? Because the government cannot subsidize the National Insurance Fund. It's paid for by contribution or investments or rent that's being collected.
There has only ever been one NIB rate increase since NIB started in 1974. The rate increased from 8.8% to 9.8% in 2010. Last week, Larota said Cabinet had reached a decision on whether that increase would happen as recommended. However, just a few days later, Prime Minister Philip Davis told reporters government was still trying to determine what to do as it relates to NIB.
Our Paige McCartney with that report there. All right, so we know this needs to happen. It has to happen. Why aren't they just saying it's going to happen? What is the issue? What's going on? Chester, do you have any insight into this?
I have zero insight into this.
Are you also finding it curious that this back and forth, Larota keeps doom and glooming it, and Davis, the Prime Minister, is like, no, not under my watch. I'm not going to let this happen. Too much going on. Too many burdens already on the backs of Bahamians, so I can't. Like, what? But LaRota continues doing it. What is that all about?
Because one person is being fed from the technocrats, probably on a daily basis, and the other person has.
This is a coordinated attack. They're intentionally doing this. There's no doubt.
To keep up.
There is no doubt that this is a coordinated attack, and they're in the cabinet together. He is the Minister of State in the office of the Prime Minister. He would say to him, stop that now. We can't continue to say two different things. So this is intentional. There's no way this isn't intentional.
Dwight, do you see the traffic today?
What's that got to do with anything? What's that have to do with anything? They don't talk. That's what you're saying. Well then we need to be. Well then we need to be very, very concerned about what's going on.
I'm gonna send you a text message that I got that is very concerning about the disconnect between the government and the police today.
Okay, you're not gonna read it? You should read it. No, you don't think I'm gonna read it? If you said it to me,
because I would have to say who it's from, and I can't do that.
Well, it doesn't matter. Just say it. Read it.
No, I can't read it.
So do you want me to read it? That's what you're saying?
No.
Okay. Well, if I read it, people will know who it is?
It wouldn't make sense if you don't say who it is.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, that's different, though. The police and the government, but there's no way that a cabinet minister would be saying one thing and the prime minister saying something totally different. Not saying no and stop saying that, right? This is intentional. And so it's like I said earlier, good cop, bad cop, clearly, and then something's going to happen.
The prime minister has said that they're going to have to that they're going to make a determination and blah, 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 right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's going to happen. I think the prime minister may be just trying to public relations the whole ordeal.
It's making them look silly.
Yeah, well.
It's the worst public relations ever, and that's saying a lot for this place, right? That doesn't make sense.
But we've seen them bumble on the public relations before. So
yeah, okay.
And they have a whole office dedicated to not getting this wrong. But they still are.
They do? Okay. Anyway, let's get your reaction to it. Well, why do you think, LaRota? And we appreciate Minister LaRota for saying these things. We've heard this. We've known this for a long time. But we appreciate him telling us because it seems like at least somebody's telling us the truth.
But he's not giving us new information.
No, he's not. But he keeps telling it like it is. And we know this is what it is. We can see why it would be this case. Everything he's saying makes a whole lot of sense. But it's so curious as to why the prime minister it appears to be kicking the can down the road. What is the point of this? Right. We've already been told it's going to be July. You're not denying it. You're just saying we haven't made a decision. But LaRota said you did. What is going on? And we do believe it'll be July. We do believe it'll be July.
We see this with policy changes that happen during budget time too. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh yeah, this is like some governments have been, this is not really, we're not really, they try to, and then when July rolls around, boom, in your face, it happened.
Yeah.
They do that. This is not anything new.
Yeah. Well, I said it before. Was I joking? I don't know. I said they don't want to announce anything before independence to cramp anybody's style and, make you feel depressed or anything, right? And they would try as long as they can to announce it later. And maybe that's it. Because that would be, right? On top of BPL and what the insurance companies are saying now and all these other things, NIB too.
Right. Well, you understand. Nobody wants to pay out more.
Right.
And this is going to be a stain.
Right.
No matter how much we understand that we need it, they're going to blame the government for it.
Yeah. So LaRota's putting you on notice. And when you hear late June, or in the budget probably, this is what's going to happen. So you won't be surprised at all. But it won't happen before independence. But it'll be your July pay period where you'll notice it. So there you go. That's what it looks like it's going to happen. But your text messages here, this person says the Prime Minister is stenching with raising NIB contributions and is creating a bigger problem because of his indecisiveness. I've applied for my pension since May 2022 last year, and I have yet to receive it. There's no issue with the submission of my 35 years of contributions. It's obvious they are just strapped for cash or the employees are incompetent. It is probably a combination of both. I'm going to go public if my account isn't credited by the end of this month. Wow. Oh, boy. All right. And we got other questions. So this one says here, but the question is why someone making $40,000 pays the same amount as someone making $120,000 in NIB contributions. Why does the ceiling stop, and why can't they make it across the board and raise funds that way instead of increasing the contribution rate on the poorer amongst us?
Maybe that's being considered no.
Well, it would be nice if they would talk about that. Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, another one. Just raise the ceiling.
We talk about, and we've been talking about the way the government communicates forever.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a whole big communication department.
Yeah.
And they're still getting it wrong.
This person says, the Prime Minister is speaking as a politician. Lorota speaks as a person involved with the entity. Okay. All right. Is that caller still there? Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
How you doing? Just
Hi.
to let you know, Grand Bahama accepts your challenge for the relocation of the capital.
Oh, I wouldn't have put it there, though. No.
But Dwight, for NIB, right, we need to demand all those actuarial reports be made public for the last 2 decades. You will see the problem. And so you raise the ceiling as well as capture 100% of the people using the same technology that you would use for immigration. And so that's the way it works. The problem is that they like for us to talk. Let me ask you a question. Who's the substantive minister for NIB? The Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
Who does Lorota answer to? The Prime Minister. So
Yeah.
you think a junior minister will continuously contradict?
No, this is a directive.
That's what I'm saying to you. You say this, and I'll say that.
Yeah. It's a very perverse style of good cop, bad cop. I don't understand.
They're gaslighting us. So
Yeah.
the problem is that it's not just NIB that has issues, The country has issues, and we cannot seem to fix it, and they keep us talking around the issues rather than to it. Maybe we need to demand that they start coming to us, the public, instead of speaking to these, what's that group again? Communications team. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. A few more messages here. There were some more that came in really early about NIB. Let me see if I can. Oh boy, we have a whole lot of messages that I didn't get to today. This one says here, did the government pay back the NIB money that they used to build buildings? I've been waiting now for 8 months to receive my pension after contributing 42 years, and now they're talking about no money. The devil is a liar. So that's 2 people saying they've been getting messages like that from NIB. Boy. Chester, you might want to look into that one there, what's going on. Boy. The NIB thing reminds me of Minister Alfred Sayers. He said one thing, then came back and said something else. What? Okay. Mm-hmm. And then, they said there were a lot of messages about Haiti we didn't get to. A whole lot. Yikes. And then a few final messages as we go to the break about the traffic situation. So, it's still bad out there apparently. But if you're heading away from Baja Mar and Cable Beach, then you don't have an issue. It's just anybody going in the opposite direction there. And one message here: the police force has shown their total ineptness this morning. This is a few notches above a blankety blank show. I can't say that word on the air. All right. Let's take a look, Chester, and see what it's looking like right now in our traffic watch. Yeah, it's still pretty bad along Lake Cunningham, it seems, and north on Gladstone Road, northbound. And on JFK and Prospect Ridge, still busy there. Okay. But it does seem to be easing up a bit in some other spots like Tawny Williams Darling Highway. So it's getting better there. So hopefully within half an hour to 45 minutes, things will clear up a bit, folks. But hey, of course, we'll keep you posted on NIB, and we'll have updates on CARICOM throughout the day on the Guardian News Network, so stay tuned for that. And thank you very much, Chester Robards. Have a good day.
Sir.
And I will be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, have a great day. Stay tuned for Aaron Green with On the Clock next.
Down the street one day, here's what she had to see. Life's been unkind and so many ways.